So today we're going to be making Hokkaido Japanese milk bread. Bread is very special and unique. The thing that makes it so special and unique is the addition of a Tangzhong. This is a paste made up of cooked flour and water, but in our case it's water and milk. This addition will make your buns super fluffy. You're probably wondering, how is that the case? Well, you gotta try it out to find out, don't you? And I'm gonna show you how to make it. So, that being said, let's get into the recipe. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be making the Tangzhong. So in a saucepan, combine together 20 grams of bread flour, 43 grams of water, and 46 grams of whole milk. And now, without any heat at all, whisk it together until nice and smooth. Then turn it to medium-high, whisking it constantly until it starts to thicken. This does not take long at all. And then by the end, it should be a nice thick paste. And you're going to transfer that to a clean bowl to let it cool down to room temperature. So whilst we're waiting for the Tangzhong to cool down, we might as well get the rest of our ingredients sorted. This is called mise en place. You want to heat up 120 grams of whole milk to 35 degrees Celsius. Then sprinkle in 9 grams of fast active yeast. And then just give it a quick mix together to make sure the yeast is nicely incorporated into the milk. Then cover it with some cling film and set that to one side to allow it to activate. It'll probably take about 5 to 10 minutes. You want it nice and bubbly and frothy on the surface. So now once you got your mise en place, meaning everything in its place in French, in your stand mixer you're going to combine together 300 grams of bread flour, 15 grams of milk powder, 6 grams of salt and 50 grams of sugar. Give it a whisk together to combine it all. Then attach it to your stand mixer with the door hook attachment. Now you're going to add in your Tangzhong, which you made before, 1 whole egg. Then you're going to add in your yeast and milk mixture, which should be nice and active by now. Now you're going to knead this over low speed until it forms a dough and it starts to come away from the sides. It's alright if it doesn't remove from the bottom as well. It's supposed to be like that. It's a pretty wet dough. Now you're going to incorporate 56 grams of unsalted butter. Make sure it's softened. If it's not softened enough, it won't incorporate well. Make sure you add it slowly, little by little, so it incorporates evenly. Then turn the speed up to medium and knead for an extra 5 to 6 minutes until it's nice and smooth and elastic. Now transfer the dough to a clean bench without any flour. Now we're just going to do a few stretching folds just to smooth the top of the dough out. You just grab the piece of dough furthest away from you and nearest to you and you slap it off the bench, folding it over itself until the dough is nice and smooth. And near the end of that process, you're just going to get yourself a dough scraper and help it along by forming it into a nice tight round ball. Now you're going to place that into a lightly greased bowl and cover with some cling film and let it prove at room temperature for anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. Depending on your room temperature obviously, because all room temperatures are different, they might be warmer or colder. And by the end of the proving, you want the dough to almost have doubled in size. Now you're going to tip it out onto your bench, knock all the air out of it, and cut the dough into equal sized pieces. And I'm going to weigh each piece of dough just 76 grams. The reason I weighed them out all the same is that they'll rise at the same speed and bake at the same speed as well. So when one's cooked, they're all going to be cooked. And they'll also fit perfectly in the tray I'm using. Which, by the way, I'm using an 8x10 rectangular tray. So each of them are 76 grams a piece. Worked out brilliantly for me. You might want them bigger or smaller, it's up to you. Then roll them into a ball using the bench to your advantage to create a bit of friction. Once you shaped all your pieces of dough into nice rounds, place them into your tray about an inch apart so it has room to expand. Lightly cover it with a tea towel and let prove at room temperature for about 40 to 50 minutes until puffed up. And they should be almost double in size like that. They're supposed to be stuck together, that's a good thing. Now we're going to make a quick egg wash. We're going to combine together 1 whole egg along with about 2 teaspoons of milk. It doesn't have to be precise, it's just a rough egg wash. Then give it a good whisk together to make sure the egg's nicely broken up. And you're going to gently brush it over the top of your buns, making sure you coat everywhere so that it gets a nice even colour once it's baked. And you want to preheat your oven to 175 degrees Celsius and bake it for about 20 to 30 minutes. If you're unsure if it's baked, get yourself a thermometer and stick it into the centre bun and then should register 87 degrees Celsius. Whilst the buns are cooking, we're going to make a quick garlic butter just so that we can glaze the buns when they come out of the oven. This is going to take the buns to the next level. So you want to finely chop 1 to 2 cloves of garlic, then add it to a pan along with 56 grams of unsalted butter, and now you're going to place it over medium-low heat. You don't want the heat too aggressive, you don't want the garlic to gain any colour at all. Once the garlic starts to sizzle and the butter is completely melted, take it off the heat immediately. Basically what we're doing is we're just partially cooking the garlic, and the residual heat will continue to cook the garlic and finish it off. So once the buns come out of the oven, brush the buns immediately with the garlic butter, and sprinkle over some flaky molten sea salt to finish it off. And there you have it, guys. That's how you make Hokkaido Japanese milk bread. You know what I do with buns, don't you? You can either have these warm or let them cool down and toast them. It's up to you. But just to let you know, these buns are much better served warm. That's it. Alright guys, that is it. That's how you make Hokkaido Japanese milk bread, buns, whatever you want to call them. These are dinner rolls what I made today. But you can do it in a loaf, you can do them individual buns, it's up to you. That being said guys, if you enjoyed today's video and you learned something, please like and subscribe. And if there's anything else that you'd like to see on this channel, pop it down below in the comments, and I'll catch you guys next time. See you later.